Today on the American Truck Podcast, Super Mario Run has a release month for Android, Yooka-Laylee has multiplayer, the Switch is getting more games, and Blizzard is randomly giving out StarCraft II. Hello and welcome to the American Truck Podcast with Andrew C.
And Jefferson B.
I'm here.
And Freelance Gamer.
Yep, I went the wrong way on a ramp.
He went up the down escalator.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much.
Andy, do you need some of the coffee I'm drinking?
Nope, I am quite good.
I was about to question why you were having coffee at like close to 11 at night, and then I remembered that.
It's still 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
Are you drinking decaf? Are you drinking like full calf?
Full calf, dark roast from Pete's.
Black?
Black.
That's right. You take your coffee black.
Mm-hmm.
I remember we talked about this once.
More like
Yeah, I
takes his
switched-
coffee black.
I like that. That's good.
It's
No,
clever.
I switched over from using a half and half. I switched over from half and half and sugar to just half and half, and then I switched off half and half to cut that out.
Nice.
Half
Hey,
black,
man, more power
half
to
not
you.
black. That's my motto there.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's not black?
Super Mario.
Super Mario Run, specifically Super Mario Run on Android devices.
I
Which,
believe that's quite
now that I'm
red.
thinking about, is a
I'd say-
huge, that's a huge variety of things.
A little bit.
That's everything from like set-top boxing to some refrigerators.
Oh yeah, a lot of things run Android.
Like, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, why would I want to play Super Mario Run on my fridge?
I mean, if you
Why-
can, that would be amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Why?
I mean, come this
wouldn't
March,
you?
you will be able to. And that's
Well,
what the headline here
maybe.
is talking about is, is there a maybe? I didn't
Well,
see the...
I don't know that you can play it on a fridge.
It's
Oh.
speculative. So
You
the
know?
idea is if you're running the most recent or some of the more recent versions of Android operating system, you can. But if you're running like 2.1, which most household appliances run something in that range,
Hmm.
you're not
talking
going to
about,
be
like-
able to run.
Like the ridiculously overpowered Samsung smart fridge that was debuted.
Oh yeah, maybe that could do it.
You know, because all you need is just if you get Play Store access, you are in.
That's
But
true.
that also goes for most.
You actually don't even need Play Store. You just need to be able to download the 80K
true. That's
or
actually
80p actually.
And it also
sorry,
needs to-
80K 's
APK.
developed. 80K, right?
Yep, APK.
It
Android
does
package.
need to be allowed by the APK to run on that, because I have seen some apps where they do a hardware level.
Like they do device
you
signing.
can't play this on a device that's not on our list. So
Yeah, and normally that's done to reduce bugs because of the variety of Android devices. So
Right.
it makes it so that it has a checklist of it will run on all of these models and it'll run at these screen sizes because they have to do readjustings.
So
So
I
it-
could
it
see,
just-
the smart fridge is probably not going to be listed on that if they're using a system like that. If they aren't, then there's no reason it wouldn't run on your fridge.
Right,
Right.
which would be just utterly fascinating.
It'd be hilarious to see.
Yes.
Hey guys, look! I'm playing Super Mario Run on my fridge. Yeah.
I mean, that would just be the improvement to the one guy that had his fridge where it was the ice cubes were actually Totino's pizza rolls.
Yes.
Nah,
And then if you do a
still feel
sauce
like-
dispenser on the other one, and then if your microwave is right next to you, you could legitimately never leave that position.
I feel like that guy just ultimately wins, though. And I mean, Super Mario Run guy might be successful, but not as successful as Totino's Pizza Roll guy. Now, if you could combine the two,
Exactly.
now we're talking.
This is
Yeah.
very true. Very true.
Man, we need to like patent this idea real quick.
I don't.
On something that's not patentable.
Yeah. I
Yep.
don't think that's how that works.
I mean, that's my understanding of how intellectual property works. So be it.
All right. Well, I mean, might be a bit flawed, but
You know, it's not that flawed though.
ukulele.
Ukulele's local multiplayer specifically. Well, so far as we know.
I mean, it
so
could
far
be.
as
It
we
could be
know, it's
very
gonna
flawed.
Could be very buggy.
It's
But-
horrifically buggy when it comes out, and we're just gonna look at jackasses.
Nah.
Nah, we'll just look like the uninformed.
We just won't talk about it.
There you go. That's why we have a graphics department and an editing bay.
So, yep, that's a thing. This is going to be 4 players total. Can play 8 different mini games. If you only have one friend, though, you can play through the campaign with them, though. So that's good.
I think that's the best part.
Two-player co-op campaign? Absolutely. It's a
Co-op
callback.
campaigns are my favorite things, and I'm sad to see less games have them. Whenever I have the opportunity to play them, I try to play them with Mike.
Hmm.
I will say it's a bit disappointed that it's not there's not like an online co-op that you can do. So you would have to shenan your way into
It's
it
only
being
local. Right, or you make
Yeah.
is it LAN local or local?
I don't know.
It looks
okay.
like to me it's couch local is what I'm seeing.
Right. If it's LAN local, we can go the old school routes and start putting up
Like gateways.
Hamachi
and all that.
servers.
Yeah.
Right.
Super old school, man.
Yeah, but if it's couch co-op, then there's that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's
but I mean, still,
not
couch
very
co-op would totally be in vogue for what this game has been trying to accomplish, which is that classic feel.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah,
You know, I'm not saying
I could agree with that. Although it could always benefit from having the availability of online.
sure,
Right.
and I mean, maybe it will. Maybe even in like 4-player co-op, I could totally see that. I think that'd be fantastic.
Right? Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, and
2-player.
That's the new podcast.
And it could get that. It could get something like that down the road too. You know,
Yeah.
or maybe at launch it won't have it, but it might get it down the road.
Right.
So hopefully it will. We'll see something like that, you know, in the future here. But that game is still on track to release on April 11th. So
All right, well, let's trudge
here's
forward.
hoping. You know, it's only 3 months away. I'm sure.
Hey,
we'll
you know
get-
what's you know, it's less than 3 months.
Is the Switch? Is the Switch less than 3 months away?
The Switch is hopefully less than 3 months away. I actually, after we recorded last week's podcast, tried to pre-order a Switch. I was horrendously late. There ain't nobody with those things. It's so nuts right now to try and find one. But I mean,
That's
we have a couple more hardware announcements that came out for the Switch. First off, I thought we touched on this last week, but there won't be streaming apps at launch.
That's correct.
I don't
I don't remember talking about it last week.
I don't think we talked about it on podcast. I think we might have conversed.
Ah!
Oh,
I fell down a hole.
You fell in a hole. That's no good.
Fell in a hole. That's
All right, Jeff, you are now named Timmy.
Because I fell in a hole.
You fell in a well.
Oh,
There you go.
Hey, guess what?
There
Guess what?
you go.
I just drove out of the hole.
I am so proud of Andy. I am more proud of you than I've been in months.
Because I got a reference.
Thank God.
Yep. So yeah, it's not gonna have those streaming platforms at launch. They haven't said that it won't have them. It's just that they're not gonna be there right when the thing comes
Right.
out.
And that might be just a developer thing, like trying to get the dev consoles into the hands of game makers and less in the hands of like Google and
Netflix,
Hulu and
Amazon.
places like
exactly.
that. Yeah.
It's probably just not really high on the priority list. It's kind of like get games for it first, then extra bits.
Right. Well, and that was what happened with the Wii and the Wii U was kind of a bit of a mixed bag, but like the Wii had that too, where we didn't see streaming apps until way down the line.
Oh yeah, I mean, like when Netflix got it, it had a disc. You had to
Which
put a
was-
disc in to load it.
I feel like that was a time because when the Wii came out, I mean, technically no one had streaming apps fully at that level yet. So I guess
Not at the level that we currently see it.
Yeah.
It was not nearly as ubiquitous.
So yeah,
So-
I guess it wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's less surprising at that time compared to now. But,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
But another interesting bit of news that we've got with this is the Joy-Con, the right Joy-Con specifically, is Amiibo read and writable.
Oh.
Which has been really great. Actually, if you go onto Zelda Breath of the Wild's website, they actually explain what each of the different Link Amiibos do. And I just happen to be in a household that has the Wolf Link Amiibo, which, if you place it, allows you to transfer your version of Wolf Link at the end of like a particular dungeon into your Breath of the Wild game. So you have like a Wolf Link companion that fights alongside you who might be at a grossly higher level than what you are.
that's kind
so-
of nifty.
Yeah, and there's other things where other amiibos give you certain items. Nothing that's like game altering, but just cool stuff.
Right.
Yeah. If anything, it's like minorly game altering and not in a multiplayer sense. So whatever.
Exactly, because they're amiibo. Like this is what amiibo are designed to do.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well,
That
it's-
or make it more challenging.
Right. And
Also
it's good
true.
to see that it's something that's going to be built right into the console in some way. I know in the past you've needed a special reader like the 3DS, you need a reader for to be able to use it with. The Wii U,
Except
I think
for-
it's built in, right?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, the new 3DS does not require the reader.
I think that's
Right,
correct.
somewhere?
I think the new 3DS does not. The older 3DSs required a reader.
But yeah, the Wii U comes with it built in. It's built into the gamepad, so it's not like a separate base or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's just the Wii U, the 3DS. That's it, actually.
And so that means that the Amiibo is here to stay. It's
Which is
not
fantastic.
something leaving with the implementation of the Switch.
Which is great. I'm actually very pleased by that.
Well, I mean, especially if you've amassed a empire
Collection.
of Amiibos.
Yeah.
Right, and aren't satisfied with just collecting them. You
Yeah.
actually want them to do stuff, and I can totally see that.
Right, exactly. Then you would indeed want them to be carried on through the rest of the platforms. Because if it just kind of all of a sudden died, they're like, yeah, no, that's not a thing anymore. There'd be a lot of angry people.
Sure, I'm interested to see how other games are going to integrate an expansion of the currently, if I'm not mistaken, still booming Amiibo market.
Yeah, indeed.
Still going strong, which is cool. But speaking of Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, this will be the last Wii U game crafted by Nintendo. Period.
Yep.
Interestingly enough, yeah. Little sad, but also I think it's good that like there's no console overlap. Like they kind of are. They're throwing all of their resources from that point forward into Switch development.
And in theory, 3DS version 12.
Yeah, whatever they're gonna the newest 3DS, whatever they're gonna call it next. But like they're focusing forward, which is it sounds harsh, but at the same time, I would rather them kind of go all in rather than kind of only dip a toe.
I do agree with that in a way, but then I look at the PlayStation 2 and how long that thing freaking went on and
Fair.
how beautiful that was.
That's true. They did
Sony
release
never
a lot of
actually
titles
made
on
games
both.
though. Like
Well, Sony continued to make games after it was released, but not as long as the third parties. That's true.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping they continue to support if developers want to make Wii U. If the Switch has a I guess the Wii U is not a popular enough console, whereas this PlayStation 2 definitely was. So that's fair.
PlayStation 2 is ubiquitous when it released.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah,
we got,
I agree. I like the idea that they're focusing their development on the new system and trying to make that more, I don't know, make better games for it. I think that's cool.
And I mean, I hope this also means like the currently existing titles that we know of, Mario Odyssey, ARMS, Splatoon, things like that. Like we can have more manpower behind, and I think that's going to just deliver a better product.
Right.
I can hope it will at least. That's at least my assumption.
It's a reasonable assumption to make.
I would like to hope so.
But
yeah.
we did get a little bit of a confirmation that there will be a couple more launch titles coming to the Switch. As we have discussed, there are some kind of a much smaller list of launch titles for this than of all the games that are going to be available for. A lot of them are coming later in the following quarters. But we will be getting World of Goo, Little Inferno, and a puzzle game called Human Resource Machine. So those will be added to the launch day list, and you'll be able to play.
I feel like I saw something for Human Resource Machine. Is that the one where that's not the paper cutting one, is it?
Not sure.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, there's one where you're like it's like a 2-player game and you're cutting you and a partner are cutting pieces of paper into shapes.
No, it
So you
looked like it
can-
was like a kind of like a math writing type puzzle game.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll see where that goes.
Yep, indeed. I actually had to look it up just because I had never heard of it before.
Yeah.
But
I may have to look that up when this is over because that sounds really interesting.
I've gotten my truck stuck.
Oh no.
Kind of jumped the barrier.
Hey, do we want to end on a final note involving Blizzard?
I see no reason why we can't.
Are we going to craft this note?
We might
Is it
craft
going to be out of Star Matter?
We could try that.
Hmm.
I'm all for crafting some star matter.
Is the chances that we could do that the same that people might get StarCraft II Wings of Liberty for free?
That is the same chance, I believe. Yes. It might be just exactly the same chance. So yes, if you have a Battle.net account, you might want to check it. Just see if you got any free gamages, because the Blizzard has been randomly giving these out. It's from what Kyle said, it's the first.
Mm-hmm.
The first.
It's the first of the
expansion, or
3 StarCraft II games. So let me explain how that works. They released it as a 3-parter. There's StarCraft Wings of Liberty, which is the Terran race, the human race. Then there was Heart of the Swarm, which was the Zerg race, which is the more alien, crazy, Zergling, yes, race. And then the last one is Legacy of the Void? Might be Legacy of the Void.
Might be.
Anyway, and that would be the one where you play as the Protoss, which is the more advanced technological and spiritual alien race. But anyway, people are seeing StarCraft II Wings of Liberty showing up as a free game for them, which I think is kind of cool. I bought it way back when it came out. It's definitely different from StarCraft 1. It feels different, plays different.
Now, remind me again, which one is the one that all of South Korea plays?
That would be StarCraft 2 at the moment.
Uh-huh.
If you learn, let me put it this way: if you can get good enough to get gold or like highly ranked in StarCraft 2 or StarCraft 1 doesn't have this, so rating system. But if you can get good at either of those games like League of Legends and MOBAs generally become more of a joke, because what you learn in these games, if you're going to do well, is something called micro, also known as micromanagement. Micro and APM, action per minute, are insane among StarCraft players. Like, the people who kick your ass in League probably played StarCraft. I could like, if they play somebody super complex and they're just rolling you all the time, they're probably an ex-StarCraft player. Because the amount of like focus and precision you have to have and speed to do well in StarCraft is nuts. I am horrid at it. I used to play other like strategy games when I was younger, like Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer is a very defensive, very slow game by comparison. So if you see that in your inbox, or if you get an email about it, or you happen to see that you got it for free, congratulations, that's pretty awesome. I recommend playing through the single player. It's actually a good story.
There you go.
Indeed. So, yep. It will just kind of randomly show up in your Battle.net, and I think you will get an email for it. But they did caution people in that you will not have to enter a key or anything like that. You won't have to click on anything in your email to gain access to it. You will just get it in Battle.net. So
don't
go
click
clicking
spam
on things.
links.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No spam links, no entering keys or clicking on websites to get to keys.
Please log in here with your Battle.net account.
Yes, also don't fall for phishing scams. It's an important one as well. But, well, that's all we got for today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the American Truck Podcast. If you like this, make sure you hit that like button down below, and perhaps also leave a comment, and maybe even subscribe. We will see you in the next one.